Hey YouTubers, Muskrat Jim here. Just heading out into the woods. On Wednesday we got, 9 inches of fresh snow, so that's 22 centimeters. And anyway, it's been a couple of days, so I figured I'd go out to the hoop shelter and just to see if I can see any animal tracks, just to see what I can see. Why don't you come along? That would be a gray squirrel, just by judging by the size of it. There's my toe. You can see the paws are about, well, those would be the front paws inside the tracks of the back paws, and they're about 1 inch long, so 2 centimeters. So definitely a gray squirrel. Jumping over there and around that tree. Temperature is quite mild today. It's 5 degrees Celsius, so that's like 5 degrees above freezing. So approximately 40 degrees, maybe a little bit cooler than 40 in Fahrenheit. So it's really quite mild. Well, mild for up here anyway. I still have to duck under a lot of branches because of the snowpack. But the snow is melting. It's really slushy and wet right now. Okay, so here we have porcupine footprints. I know you really can't tell much about them. So you have to kind of look around to see if you can find a good one. And that one right there is a good one. You can see like the 2 front toes and the 2 side toes and the pad. And there's another one right there. It's kind of walking around, kind of all zigzaggy. Because there's some porcupine sign here too. You can see the bark's been stripped off of that pine. Let me just zoom in a little bit. See, there you can see that the bark's been stripped clean off of the trunk. And if you go up even higher, well, actually there's a branch in the way there. Right there you can see that it's been stripped off again. And then right at the very top of that pine, at the very top right there, you can see that it's been stripped off. It's because porcupines use pine bark for food. What the porcupines will do is with their teeth they'll scrape off the outer bark, let that fall to the ground, and then the inner bark, they'll eat that down to the level of the wood. And if we were close enough, you'd be able to see little scratch marks in the wood left by their teeth. Over here, we have some droppings. Now, those aren't rabbit dropping. Like a rabbit dropping would be almost perfectly round. But these ones are kind of, well, they're twice as long as they are wide. And they're accompanied by these footprints. Just kind of wander off into that direction. So I think that's probably porcupine. When I should have been carrying my camera, I had the camera back here. I just startled a partridge. Just flew out of a tree over there. Missed opportunity. I'm gonna have to get a body cam or something. Partridge was just in that tree right there, and it flew off in that direction towards the shelter. Some red berries here. Some right there. Quite a few of them. I'm really not sure what they are, so if in doubt, leave it alone. I'm sure it's food for the birds anyway. Oh, there's the shelter over there. Like the snow is melting off the roof quite a bit. Well-worn animal trail. You can see how the dirt is collected into the paw prints. It would have been coming back and forth here quite a bit, and I'm not sure what it is, but it's pretty much leading right to my hoop shelter. And here we can see a continuation of those tracks that walk right past the shelter. There's a shelter. And then wander off back in that direction. Since there are no visible tracks leading in or out of the shelter, it mustn't have been interested in it at all. Well, I didn't leave any food behind or anything either, so there's no real reason for them to want the shelter other than to have shelter for a storm. Well, when I saw that from the distance, I thought that it was a structural problem and that the roof had collapsed in that location, but if you look inside, it still looks structurally sound in there. So that must have just been a branch that fell on the shelter at one point, and it's just being exposed now by the sun and the melting snow. There on the ground, it looks like it's quite a puddle. It's all water in there. About halfway in. And this blue tarp has sort of come away from the side there, just because of the melting snow. On the top, you can see more melting snow here. Anyway, it's too wet in there to sit down and have a meal. So I'm just going to set up out here someplace. String a hammock between two poles. Yep, that should be good. Okay, so since I'll be using my twig stove, I gotta go collect some firewood. I'll be right back. Okay, so what we're going to have tonight is some fried up Italian sausage with some onions and potatoes. I'm just boiling some water now for a cup of coffee, and after that we'll do the fry up. Oh yeah, that's boiling now. It's 2 Italian sausages. I sliced them up last night so that they'd be easier to cook. And throw the onions in at the same time. Some sliced onions. A whole small onion. And then once that's nearly done, I'll put in the potatoes. Cook those sausages down a little bit more, and then I can add the potatoes. Okay, so those sausages are cooked through, and then I'll just add the sliced potatoes. And just heat those up, and then they'll be ready to eat. I'm going to throw some salt and pepper on there. Got this little salt and pepper shaker from Bass Pro, and I find the little holes in it are too small, so I'm going to, once it's empty, I'm going to drill those holes a little bit bigger. Okay, that's ready to eat now. Good stuff. The Italian sausage just adds the right amount of spice to this dish. Well, I'm going to finish this meal, drink my coffee. Might actually make another coffee, and then I'll think about heading back. So my shelter looks pretty good, except that it's sort of flooded now. I have to wait until the ground absorbs more of that liquid, more of the snow. Then we'll be able to do some things inside the shelter again. So, till next time, this is Muskrat Jim, signing out. For more muskrat survival videos, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell to receive notifications of newly uploaded videos on this channel.